Hello guys, welcome to another of our tutorial videos, and today we'll be discussing about the comparison operators. Okay, they are the signs you're already familiar with. So we say that they are the operators we use to compare strings to values in programming languages. Okay, for instance in Python. Okay, so I'm going to go into the practical section so you get to understand what a comparison operator is when you see it. Okay. So I'm going to start with the less than. Okay, let me use space to indicate that. So this is less than operator. Okay. The next one is greater than operator. The next one is less than or equal to operator. Okay, the next one is greater than or equal to operator. Okay, please, I want you to take note of this. This is greater than or equal to. It is actually not this, okay, because a lot of my students have actually made this mistake of using this symbol to mean greater than or equal to. No, it is actually the name first. You follow the name according to how they appear here. So this is less than. So it is the less than symbol that came out first before the equal to. See here also, it is the greater than symbol that will have to come first before the equal to. Okay, so please don't make that mistake that some of my students did. Okay, so the next one we are going to be talking about here is okay, we've talked about less than, greater than, equal to, then equal to. So the not equal to, the not equal to is having this as a symbol. So you say it is not equal to. Okay, so the next one we are going to be talking about is called, it's called the equal to operator. Okay, so we've discussed about the not equal to. Okay, so this is the equal to operator right now. So I'm going to, for the sake of knowledge, I'm going to include this. This is not part of the comparison operators, but I'm going to include this. This is simply assignment operator. It is not part of the comparison operator, but I just want you to know that it also means something in programming. It doesn't mean equal to. This is what equal to simply means in programming. Okay, so here this sign, this symbol that you know as equal to mathematics, means assignment operator in programming languages, especially in Python. Okay, so I have to end this. So comparison operators. Okay, so this is actually what we just talked about right now. So I'm going to give a real life example so you truly know what we are talking about when we mention that in real life cases. Okay, so I'm going to give so we say let's use the scores of a particular student to give this example. Okay, let's say score is equal to 95. Alright, so we'll give our condition right now. If score is greater than or equal to 90, okay, so say print student. Elif score is less than or equal to, let's say, 60. Then we'll say print you are an average student. Students. Okay, so else print you have a very good score. Okay, so let's not give them any name. Okay, so this is our program. This is the example we are about to carry out right now. So this is our score. This is more or less like a yardstick. So if score is greater than or equal to 90, then we will say you are a very intelligent student. Okay, of course this score is above 90, so this is probably what's going to be displayed. So then if score is less than or equal to 60, print you are an average student. Else print you have a very poor score. Okay, so when you run our program, okay, so you are a very intelligent student because our score here is 95, and it is what the condition says here. If score is greater than 90 or equal to 90, that means if this score here is 90, we still have this here. Okay, so this is what was displayed because the condition condition requirement was actually met. Okay, so let's give a change of score that will allow the other one to also come to play. Okay, so let's just say 55, let's say 55, and run a program. So we'll have you are an average student because here there is no way we can have you to be an intelligent student because you don't have up to 90 score. So here you have 55, which is less than 60, so you're an average student. Okay, so in a situation where you don't have any score at all, let's assume you have 0. Do people have 0 in their scores? Of course they do. Okay, so if you have 0, it simply means you are still an average student. That's because 0 is still less than 60. Okay, so but if we give a situation where it must be equal to 60 before you say you are an average student, that means we'll have, let's say we'll have a score of 40 here. Okay, of course some people do score 40. Okay, let me say 45. Okay, so of course 45 will not have this to be displayed. Of course 45 will not have this to be displayed because this must be 60. All right. Okay, so the next display that will come out is what you and I already know. Okay, so you have a very poor score. All right, so that's because these two conditions were above his merit. So he didn't merit this or she didn't merit any of this, so this was what was displayed. Okay, so this is how you make use of the comparison operators in real life situations. So this is actually what they compute in your Excel sheet formula when you want to, I don't know if you're very familiar with Excel formula, this is what happens. This is the formula it adopts. Okay, right? Okay guys, so we're still going to give another real life example. This time around is all about the kind of form you fill on the internet, where you have to input your name to conform to a certain number of spaces provided for you on the internet. Okay, so if you have your name to exceed that space, you'll be prompted to reduce the characters in your name. So if you have a shorter name, you'll be prompted to increase the number of characters in your name. Okay, so just sit back and relax and enjoy this beautiful example. Okay. Okay guys, so we have actually given another real life example where you have to you will see an error message displayed to you when your name is less than the specification or more than the specification. Okay, so in this case we are using one of the built-in functions in Python called the length function. So we're going to use that to determine the length of the name the user is going to be inputting into the system, and we'll have that name length compared to these numbers we have actually put in place here. Okay, so when you run your program, you have what is your name. Okay, let's say Samuel. Your name is looking good. Okay, yes, of course my name is looking good. Okay, so when you run the program again, I'm going to use a name that is short. Let's say SA. Your name is too short, kindly input a longer name. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, run the program again. Adora Samuel Jacobi. I want a situation where I will have a name that will be above 20 spaces. Okay, I'm sure this will be above. Okay, so wow, your name is too long, kindly use a shorter name. Okay, so I think with this you have been able to see what what happens when you try to impute a name that is shorter than the specification or a name that is longer than the specifications. Okay, so this is what happens. I'm sure you must have also enjoyed this class. See you in our next class. Take care of yourself.